This one. What you call what you call robots? Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Omotola, and if you're new here, I am a Nigerian YouTuber based here in South Africa, and I create content around mom vlogs, DIY hairstyles, DIY crafts. I do a bit of gardening, and I also do a bit of sit down videos here where I get to chit chat with you. And I recently started creating content around South Africa, so if this is something that you are interested in, please consider subscribing and click on the bell notification icon. That way you always get notifications every time I upload a new video, which is at least once every Friday. I also have another channel here on YouTube, and this is my food channel, which is called Cook with Tola Lucy, and I will leave a link in the description box below. Please check it out and show me some love over there as well. Today, as you can tell from the title, I will be talking to you about the names of things that we call differently, and this is probably the most requested video in my comment sections. These are just random things, and I'm sure there's going to be a part 2 to this, so let's get started. Okay, so I'm just going to leave pictures by the side of what I'm talking about, because I may not be able to hold up individual items, but just look at the pictures and you understand what I'm saying. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to be talking about is something I already mentioned in my culture shock video. If you haven't seen that video, I will leave a card up here and leave a link in the description box so you can check it out after this video. The first thing we call differently is plastic. What you call plastic or plastic bag in full is what we call nylon. Another name that I can remember is waterproof. We call it waterproof. And the stronger ones we call bako. Yeah, so bako bag. That's how we say it. Different name, same thing. All right, so another thing we call differently is, this one actually came as a real shocker because I never expected it. What you call rubber is what we call eraser. What you call rubber is what we call eraser. So I remember the first time I heard it being referred to as a rubber was when I was in school and I forgot my pencil case that day, and I was sitting next to Neo. Shout out to you, Neo, my dink. If you're watching this thing, hail yourself in the comment section. She was sitting beside me and I needed to use her eraser that day, and I asked her and she was like, what did you say the name is? I pointed to it. Maybe it was my accent that was the problem, I don't know. I said, I want this eraser. She said, why will you call it an eraser? This is a rubber. I'm like, what? She said, yeah, it's a rubber. That's the name. I'm like, sorry, yeah, I didn't know it. I call it eraser. That's it. There's no two names. I didn't want to laugh because the joke will be on me, because I'm the odd one out. So I'm like, okay, fine. Today I know it. I'm not going to make that mistake again. I thanked her and I used it. Rubber. I didn't get it though. I didn't till today. I still don't get it. Rubber. Another thing we call differently is what you call pap. We call the name pap as a Yoruba girl is what we call ogi or akamu. Yeah, as a Yoruba girl we call it ogi. The Igbos call it akamu, and this is usually taken like in the mornings, or it's given to babies. Almost every child grew up drinking akamu or drinking ogi or drinking pap, the Nigerian pap. Almost every child grew up eating it or drinking it. Yeah, so it's made with maize. There's another one made with another grain, but you know, yeah. But what you call pap, if I were to look at the context of pap, is swallow. It's swallow. There are different kinds. There's amala, there's semo. It's just different names, but It could mean different things as well. All right, so what you call earpiece, we call attachments. Yeah, you call it earpiece here, but we just call it attachments, or we just call it by the name. It's expressions or whatever brand it is. Yeah, so we call it attachments. Okay, what you call taxis, we call bus. Or if you want to call it by the street name, we call it Danfo or Molwe. Yeah, we call it Danfo or Molwe. Okay, so what you call techies, is that how we call it trainers or we call it canvas? Techies, I had it here in South Africa for the first time in my life. I promise you, I promise. This one. What you call robots? What you call robots? We call traffic lights. That name is confusing. How do you call it a robot? Is it moving? I don't know. Okay, so what you call flip-flops? What you call flip-flops? We call slippers. We just call them slippers. Okay, this one, let me explain. What you call, okay, in a compound or on a plot of land, there is like a main building and then there's a smaller one behind it. So you call it a granny flat, or you call it a back house. Back home, we call it a boys' quarters or servants' quarters. We just call it boys' quarters. This one. What you call tomato sauce? Tomato sauce is what we call ketchup. It was barely a month I came into the country, and a church member took us out, and the lady that was serving us, I was trying to tell her that we need something. I needed something to go with my chips, and I told her, please, okay, when you are coming back, can you please bring the ketchup? And she was looking at me like, what was that? I'm like, ketchup, yeah, I need ketchup with my chips. She was looking at me like, what's this one now? I mean, like, ketchup now? Is there another name for ketchup here? I'm not one like tomato sauce. We need tomato sauce. The lady was like, oh, tomato sauce. I'm like, how is ketchup tomato sauce, please? How is it tomato sauce? I don't understand. That thing, how can it be so hard? Like, these different names for the same thing. She kept giving me weird looks till we left that restaurant. I didn't get it. Okay, yeah, so what you call engine garage, we call filling station. Is that how we call it, a filling station, or we call it a petrol station? Yeah. Okay, so what you call Vienna, we call hot dog. We call it hot dog. I know Spa calls, in fact it's written on their packaging, Spa calls it hot dog. So in some places it's called the hot dog, it's called the same thing, but what is widely known as Vienna, we just call it hot dogs. I had Vienna here for the first time in my life. Okay, so what you call soccer, we call football. I know some people also call it football here, but I think it's a different sport. Yeah, so what we call football, I think you call soccer. Okay, so what you call a taxi rank, is what we call a motor park, or just call it a park. I'm at the park. Yeah. So what you call a taxi rank, we call park or motor park. Okay, so what you call a pharmacy here in South Africa, what you call a pharmacy most of the time is referred to as a chemist. Back home we call it a chemist, but some places they write it on their signboard, the pharmacy. Yeah, so we also call it a pharmacy, but I think it's widely known as a chemist. Yeah. Jersey. What you call a jersey here is called a sweater back home, or a cardigan. Yeah, another thing is what you call cold drink, we call soft drink. I don't know why. Don't ask me. I don't know. We just call it soft drink. And that includes Coke, Fanta, Sprite, Pepsi. You know what I'm talking about. I don't know. That's what we call it, soft drink. Okay, another thing we call differently, what you call learners, we call pupils, or we just call them students. Although I've read in the newspaper that sometimes they are referred to as students, I've also heard it on the radio as them referred to as pupils, but we never use the term learners for school children. So the only time we say learners is when we're referring to someone who's learning to drive and has the L logo on their car. We just refer to them as learners. So what you refer to as learners, as in school children, we refer to learners as in people who learning to drive. Another time we use it jokingly is for when we say, are you a learner? Meaning that, are you new to this? Yeah, so it's like a loose way of saying or using the word learner. Yeah, so that's basically all that I can remember. I'm very sure that there's going to be a sequel to this video. Leave your suggestions in the comment section. Again, I do my best to respond to every single comment. Smash that like button if you found this video helpful in any way. It does a lot for my channel here. It helps boost my analytics, and it also encourages me to keep putting out content like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.